Imagine getting paid every time somebody watches the videos that you post, even if you're not selling anything. That's exactly how Whitney Bonds built a six-figure business using affiliate marketing. She started her channel as a stay-at-home mom with no audience, no product, and no experience, but she figured out how to turn content into cash. Now, with almost 150,000 subscribers, she's helping others do the same.
I read the article on they were making $100,000 a month. That's what made me say, okay, I could make money using their same business model with this angle. And that's what kind of gave me the confidence to go all in on this, because now I say that this is like my proven business model. You find someone who's doing what you want to do, study them, and then execute.
Today, Whitney's here with us to break down exactly how she did it. So if you've ever wondered how to make money on YouTube without being a massive influencer or selling products online, keep watching. Welcome to The Creator's Adventure, where we interview creators from around the world, hearing their stories about growing a business. Hey everyone, I'm Brian McAnulty, the founder of Heights Platform. Let's get into it. Hey Whitney, welcome to the show.
Hey Brian, thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. My first question for you today is, what would you say is the biggest thing either that you did or you are doing that has helped you to achieve the freedom to do what you enjoy?
Yeah, definitely starting a YouTube channel. Like that has completely changed everything for me. I started out in this online world blogging, and I was getting traffic from Pinterest and Google, and all that was doing really well until all those algorithms changed, and I was getting like hundreds of thousands page views per month. And that went down to nothing. So starting a YouTube channel was the best thing that I ever did to actually keep me going on this whole entrepreneur journey. So definitely a YouTube channel.
Great. And I'm curious, like when that all happened, did it like go to nothing? And you're like, what other platform can I try? Were you already starting to build on YouTube? Like what gave you the idea to think, okay, well, I'm going to try YouTube now? Yeah,
great question. It started with, I was first started to get traffic to my blog from Pinterest, and that was going really well. So then I just like naturally pivoted to learning SEO, which was completely Greek to me. I didn't want to do it, but I knew I needed more of a steady source of income. And there are these bloggers making $100,000 a month, and I was trying to use their exact same business model to mine. And they were using Pinterest and Google. So I was like, okay, well, let me learn this. So once I like mastered Pinterest, I'll say, then I went to Google. And then when I started doing really well on Google, Pinterest at the end of 2019, they changed their algorithm. And so that's when all I had was Google. And I didn't like the feeling of having, so what happens with if Google ever changes? So that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. But what really encouraged me to start a YouTube channel was I interviewed this guy on my blog, and he was making $30,000 a month in just ad revenue. And when he told me that, I'm like, okay, where's my camera? Because I told myself I am never going to start a YouTube channel. But I didn't want to go back to my 9-to-5. So I'm like, I have to figure this out, because yes, my blog is doing well, but I'm only relying on Google. And so in 2020, I started my YouTube channel, and I'm so thankful because I was still getting good traffic from Google. And that's when I started my YouTube channel talking about how I blog and make money through Google. But through that process, Google just last year changed their algorithm with this helpful content update, and I lost all my traffic from them. So I just kind of thank the Lord. I've been just, continuously moving, not putting all my eggs in one basket. And the one thing I say about YouTube is I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. And I don't see it changing so much in the fact that I would lose everything. But I still don't feel comfortable like this is my number one income source. I don't like where I'm at right now. But I do see that this has more of a future than the other platforms that I was on. But that's how it kind of happened. I was kind of one step ahead of the game before I completely was crushed.
Yeah, I think like there always is that platform risk of being dependent too much on one platform. So I think it's good you kept moving like that. But like even with YouTube, like it's not your platform. So that's why it's always good to like build the email list and start getting your own audience. But with YouTube, I think you have a good point, because the big thing is that there's not really alternative to YouTube. Whereas like, yes, you could say in some ways there's not an alternative to Google, because like Bing is just so much less popular. But like the idea is like people want to watch videos and like want to see a video of how to do something or learn about something. So if there is no YouTube, something else will come up. And the fact that you've created those videos, like those are assets that you can go and put them on that next platform that comes out.
Exactly. And even our behaviors have changed. Like people just don't like to read anymore. So people would rather watch a video. So it's not just the platforms have changed, but it's just our behaviors have changed. So that's why I would say like you like go all in on video. Cause I mean, you see how short form content is just blowing up too. It's just people rather watch than read. And that's just us. I think that's the way this new generation is going.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. So yeah, you quit your corporate job and became a stay-at-home mom and kind of went all in on this. Can you share like how you started learning affiliate marketing in the first place?
Yeah. Yeah. So like I was talking about those bloggers, those were the bloggers that kind of gave me the confidence to say that I can actually do this because I didn't know any, like who knows bloggers making money, like a full-time income. And so I kind of just went this like, well, really what happened, I was looking on Google like every single day when I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. I like the desire for climbing the corporate ladder just went away. So I'm on Google every day looking up like, how do you make money from home with kids? Like I wanted to see actual success stories and I could not find anything. It was just generic advice just about like, oh, you can be a virtual assistant or you could do this, but okay, but how do you do it? And I wanted to see who's actually doing this, making money. So long story short, I started printing about my situation. I'm like, Lord, I need to figure out what to do. And I'll never forget, I woke up when I was 4 months pregnant with this idea to start a blog for moms like me looking for legitimate ways to make money from actual moms. And I'll never forget those bloggers that I read the article on they were making $100,000 a month. That's what made me say, okay, I could make money using their same business model with this angle. And that's what kind of gave me the confidence to go all in on this because now I say that this is like my proven business model. You find someone who's doing what you want to do, study them, and then execute. And I've done that now for blogging and I've done that for YouTube. And I feel like you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just find something that works and then make it your own. And it's been working really well for me just using that.
Yeah, I think that's such a good point to keep in mind, especially for any newer entrepreneurs listening to this, because it's so common for people to say, somebody's already doing that. I can't do it. Like there's competition. And thinking about it, like all the products and businesses that I've launched since 2009 have had competition. Like there was somebody doing basically that same thing. Like, yes, of course I had a different take on it or a different way, or I thought I could do it better. So I wasn't like just copying it, but I wasn't the first at any of the things that I did. And I think that it's good for the competition to be there because it shows that this works. Like there is money here. Instead of you, yeah, you want the competition. And the thing that I think people usually don't understand is sometimes we overestimate the opportunities for like something that never existed before. Like, oh, no one's done this. It could be worth like millions. But then we underestimate what's actually happening. It's like, oh, somebody's doing this. Well, like they don't have the whole like entire market themselves. Like there's so much potential and there's room usually for not two, but like hundreds or thousands of competitors in that space.
Yeah.
So
And I love to be creative, but like every time I try and do things in my own thoughts and ideas, they just never do well. Like every time I go by something that actually is working, that's when it actually works because there's proof of it. It's not just some idea. And I guess I would say I'm a creative. I like to think outside the box and do different things. And I still do. But when I look at the results of them, they just don't perform as well when I'm looking at my competition, seeing what's doing well, and then using that for inspiration and building off of that foundation that's already proven. So that's why I just kind of say I've been testing this stuff and it's just like, just find something proven and make it your own from that.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So when it comes to YouTube, your channel today has almost 150,000 subscribers. I see you've got the plaque there in the background.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get to that number?
Yeah. I don't even know. Let me see. I started my channel in 2020 and I think I got the plaque in 3 years. Because when I first started it, I started my channel about blogging. And then when I started it, I wasn't getting a lot of views, but then I realized that the blogging, the wave of blogging, the interest of it had went down by the time I started talking about it on YouTube. So there just was not a lot of interest there, but it was working for me, just not too many people were interested. So then I took a step back and said, okay, I'm doing all this content about blogging and it's just not that many views, but it really, in reality, just people are not interested in blogging. So I said, okay, well, what can I do? I want the plaque. Like that was something that I wanted. What can I do? And I was already talking about ways to make money on my blog. So I was like, okay, let me pivot to something that a lot of people are interested in, because in order to get the plaque, you got to do something that's going to be interesting to a lot of people. And that's when I pivoted and changed my channel to making money online. And I did that like a year after I started a year and a half after I started my YouTube channel. So when I pivoted and started focusing on just more broader topics that people were interested in, I think it took me maybe a year or something to get the plaque after that. But so a total of maybe 2.5 years of just, a video. And I was really consistent at first. I was doing like a video once a week. So that's what I always say. If it's just one video a week, I can do that. And now I've got it down to like a system where it's not every video, but like typically it takes me 5 hours to do a YouTube video, and I only do one a week. So it comes down to just research, scripting it. I record the video in 30 minutes and I send it to my editor. And that's how my process. So it's pretty easy to do to me.
Yeah. So I want to break that process down for
Yeah.
people who are curious, like how much is scripted, how much is just kind of like more of an outline, and like what's the important things that you need to know before you can actually sit down and say, okay, I'm going to just record this.
Yeah, great question. So everything is scripted. I write everything in a Google Doc, and then I have a teleprompter, and all my videos I'm literally reading, because one of my things when I started my YouTube channel, I was like, I can't stay on task. I might start rambling about something else. And I know that I need to be like staying on topic. So I'm like, okay, how can I do this? And when I realized you could do a teleprompter, I'm like, okay, so I literally am reading everything I say. I'm reading, I write how I talk in my script. So I'm reading and saying, in today's video, we're going to be talking about blah, blah, blah. And I'm reading. And so that's how it's easy for me to do it in 30 minutes, because I already know what I'm saying and I'm just saying it conversationally. And yeah, so when it comes down to me doing a video though, I'll come and the first thing I do is I'll do my research. And I say my research takes around 2 to 3 hours, because I'm looking for a title and a thumbnail idea before I even start the video. Because if you don't have a good title and thumbnail, they're not going to click. So you can put all this time and energy into your video, but if no one clicks on it, no one will ever watch it. So you just waste all that time. So your title is so important. And then once I come to a topic or a title that I know is going to do well based on my competition, I write the script out. I do my research and I write the script out. And then I'll come down and literally just read for my teleprompter. It takes me 30 minutes. And then I'll send it to my editor. And it's an easier process for my editor, because I literally write everything out. So the places that I want to insert like a certain link or a picture, I'll put it there so he'll know at what point in the video I want this shown. So it makes it for like kind of a seamless process.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So my workflow, I have a much smaller YouTube following than you, but it's kind of similar, where for videos, especially where you're teaching something, then I'll use a teleprompter with a script. The same kind of idea, that it's set up for the editor that like, okay, here's a link or here's whatever of like the visual. And then when it's like ready, then he can just go and put it together and make things look nice. And it's not like, oh, there's Brian rambling for 2 hours. I got to figure out what is actually important to put in here.
Yeah.
And so it's quicker for me to record and it's quicker for him to edit. Yeah. And I think that's helpful. For me personally, the one thing I found is I am not an enthusiastic person at all. And like growing up in like elementary school, I remember my teachers would tell me like, Brian, you have like the best poker face. Like I have no idea what you're thinking right now. And because I can just kind of be emotionless with things. So I'm not super excited to like just be all energetic on YouTube. And I found that if I'm trying to talk about a topic where it's more of like a story or something about myself, it's better to not have that scripted, because otherwise, for me at least, I try to like read the teleprompter too much and then I just get into not feeling as like natural and like excited about it. But so yeah, for like teaching topics, the script makes it easier. For other stuff, I try to have more of like an outline because like you know your own story anyway, I guess.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, I think it helps definitely to concretely know what you're going to talk about so you don't just ramble on. The thing that I want to go back to that you said that I think is so important is the attention thing and like the titles and
Oh
realizing like
yeah.
what people want to watch. Because one of the things that I think everyone has to learn if you want to start on YouTube, it kind of applies to like almost everything you create online. But I think it's more important to understand for YouTube because you see some of these videos where somebody's got this cool story and it's like, wow, that was really interesting. I have a cool story. I think I want to go tell everybody. But like nobody's looking for your story because there's not attention around you yet. Like those people with millions of
Exactly.
subscribers, like they have their name has attention. There's people who want to just see and like learn about them. But when you're starting out, at least some of your content, probably more of it, should be around topics that there is attention. Like there's a demand for information about a certain topic that there
Yeah.
aren't enough videos for. And it doesn't have to be one video because like we talked about before, like people want to go and see other people's takes. They want to see more
Yeah.
information. And so you could find like, especially like a lot of the YouTubers about like more like news oriented stuff, like you want to be earlier to cover it, I guess, so you can like
Right.
capture that attention. But like there's a lot of people will post about that same exact thing and all get like pretty decent views on it.
Exactly. No, I've done that before. Like I remember in the pandemic, the stimulus checks, that was like such a big deal on YouTube. Like anything you post about that would just kind of go viral. And so I did a video on that because it was a new channel at the time and it did pretty well. So I'm like, this thing really does work. Just do anything about a trending topic and it could take off. So, but when it comes to the intros too, I think that's so important. And honestly, I've been doing Chat GPT. So what I do is I write my natural hook that I think will make people interested. And then I'll put it in Chat GPT and say, okay, refine this hook to make it seem like that something that they have to continue watching and make them, make it a good hook. And then I'll see what they say. And then obviously it's not going to always be great, but like I always say, use your brain on this stuff, guys. Just like, see what you think and ask yourself, like, I'm my own avatar. Would I click on that? Would I want to keep watching that? And I ask myself those questions because it's all about just creating curiosity. Why should I keep watching your video? Why should I watch your video through your title and thumbnail? So if you're curious enough, you want them so curious that they're going to click right now, not save for later. You want them to click now. So you just always want to think about curiosity. Are they curious enough to click? And if you can't answer that question, you shouldn't post the video.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great point. And my editor says the same thing of like we got to figure out the hook and like what's the like the curiosity gap that we're creating there,
Yeah.
because you want to like that's the stuff that you have to do: the title, the thumbnail, and then the hook. And like if you script the rest or not, it depends on like your workflow maybe. But like
Right.
as long as you're not misleading the person or there's just junk later
Exactly.
on, like you kind of can't go wrong.
Yeah.
But you have to show them like after you've gotten them to click on it, now you have to show them that like there's a hint that the thing that they're interested in wanting to learn about, you're going to be talking about that.
Yeah.
And in some way, like I think, isn't it, I guess Mr. Beast who said like you have to like validate the thumbnail in like the first 10 seconds, like prove that what they just clicked on,
Oh
like
yeah.
this is what you're going to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Because even if you hover over a video too, you can see some of the video. So Mr. Beast talks about that, like how important that even is. It's like when they see the video without even clicking on it first, just giving them a visual of what they're gonna get, and if they think that's enough. But I do talking head videos, so they're just gonna see me talking at my desk just like this. But I mean, I think a lot of people expect that if the title is something about, I know, 5 work from home jobs, they're going to expect me to just be talking to them. So it's not anything for these types of videos that you need to do anything extravagant about, unlike Mr. Beast. But he gives really good advice, though. I think his advice is just
Yeah.
really good. And it's just very simplistic. He's like, just focus on creating the best video out there. If you do that, you've done a good, great job. So that means the best title, best thumbnail, best intro. And it doesn't take much time to put that much thought into it. Once you do, the more and more you do it, the easier it becomes. So it's just kind of this is a life's principle. Anything you do, you're going to get better at it the more you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and that's so important too, because so many people say like, "Oh, I'll just practice for a little bit. Oh, I'll wait to be better before I really release a video." But you just got to put it out there, because no matter how long you spend practicing or trying, like it's going to be bad when you look at it
It's
a year from now. So,
like some of
yeah,
my even recent videos, I'm still like cringe. I don't like watching my stuff, but I just feel like what I'm here to help people and make money. So it's not going to help me by not doing anything about it. And if I can do something and some people can resonate with it, then I've done my job. It doesn't have to be perfect.
yeah, exactly. And I think as you get some content out there, that becomes only more clear and something you can become more comfortable with,
Yeah.
because like you'll realize like I have videos that I made like 4 or 5 years ago, and I think like, wow, this is really bad. But like people commented on it and like they found it helpful. So like it
Yeah.
did what it was supposed to do. I like if I did it again today, maybe I could reach more people, maybe I could help them better, maybe I would feel better about it. But
Right.
like it did its job for what it was. And if I didn't do it at all, then I'm not helping anybody.
Exactly. So it's almost kind of like I feel like if you know something that could help somebody, you're almost being selfish by not sharing that information. And I always
Yep.
say I started my blog not being an expert. I always say you don't have to be an expert, you just need to be resourceful. So I started a blog about work from home jobs. I wasn't even working from home. I just asked other people who did and shared their stories. And like on my YouTube channel, I don't know a lot of things, so I ask other people who know it and I just share their information. So you literally just get paid for sharing information. It's nothing like else like it where you can just share information and get paid for it. So I'm like a huge just advocate for YouTube.
Yeah. So I'm curious more about like affiliate marketing specifically, because I think a lot of people worry that like, oh, affiliate marketing's so saturated or it's so complicated or I must have like a giant audience to even start out with this. And so I'm curious like your take on that and how it works and any advice you have, because for me, like I've made a little bit of money with affiliate marketing, but like I guess it's in like the couple thousands of dollars range. It's not like a thing I ever did full time. It was just a supplement to like selling my own products and stuff. But I think there are a lot of people out there who would be interested either in it being their business model or making it like a much bigger portion of their business model than it is today.
Yeah, I just feel like businesses are in business because they're solving a problem. So if they're solving a problem, you want to find out, okay, what is this product or service? What problem are they solving? And that's all affiliate marketing is. You're just finding a product out there that a company is saying, hey, I'll actually share a percentage of the sale with you. You can share this with more people. So I always look to the first thing I do actually though, is I find out what people are searching for. And then I ask myself, once I find that, what product or service can I promote in this video that can help this person further? So I have a video that I did on, well, this actually happened when I found out this girl had a course on how to make money selling dog treats. So then I asked myself, what would people be searching for this product? So I found out that people are interested in how to make money selling dog treats. So I did a video on that and I say it in the video. I have it on my thumbnail and talk about how to make money or thousands selling dog treats. And in the video, I do a very helpful video about like how you do that, how you can do this. But at the end, I talk about how this woman makes $4,000 a month doing this. And if you guys want to learn from her, definitely take out her free workshop. And the free workshop leads you to her course. But I did that video like 3 years ago, and it's still the first one that shows up on YouTube. So just because people, and it's very intentional, because people are looking for this thing, how to make money selling dog treats, they are at the point of purchasing decision. They want to learn how. And if I can tell them how and then show them something that can help them actually learn more, they're at the point where they're ready to buy. And that's why I think
Yep.
affiliate marketing is so powerful, is because I don't have to do everything. I don't have to create all these different products to help serve these people. I'll just find out what people are searching for and I'll answer their questions by promoting different products and services. So that's really how I do it. And you can do it without a following because they don't care about me. I'm not an influencer. I'm just a person sharing helpful information. They don't care about me at all. They just want to know, okay, I answer their questions and they're gone. But if they like my content, they definitely subscribe, obviously from the subscribers I have now. But that's the bulk of what I do. I just find out what people are searching for or interested in, and I create content that's going to answer their question.
Yeah. So how about like building trust with the audience though? What would you say about like any advice specifically around that? Since I think some people could say like, first of all, it's important to be a successful affiliate marketer. You don't want people to come to your video and say, I think she's just trying to sell me something. It seems like all her videos, she's just trying to sell me something. And so you want your audience to trust you, but you also, I guess, like, yeah, what would you say about that? How
Yeah,
can
that's a
you
great
make
question.
sure that they trust you?
So I try and do it so naturally where it's not like I'm selling. I'm not selling. It's up to them to decide what they want to do. And I always say like, there's different ways to do it too. Like there are videos where I say one of the like tips that I give is you never say the product. So for example, because you need them to click, you don't want them just to Google it and go for themselves. So I'm not even being salesy. You can say, and there's this, well, for example, I say, in one of my videos, and I used this tool that was able to help me understand this problem that I had. And I'll say something like, and I'll link in the description below. But anyway, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just naturally talking and it's like planting a seed in their head, like, oh, I wonder what that tool is. So that makes them go and say, oh, let me check it out in her description. So if they click on it, feel like this could also help them, then they make a purchase, I earn a commission. So there's ways to do it where you're not even selling anything. And most of the time I'm not selling anything. I'm just like, check it out. See if this is right for you. And, but trust to me is so huge I always have to give a credibility to in the very beginning, I have to give credibility to why they should listen to me. So I've done videos on like Instacart, DoorDash, and Amazon Flex, and ask me, have I ever driven for those companies? No. But all I did in the beginning of my video, I said, if you want to learn how to make money with Instacart, you can actually make it $100 a day in 3 hours or something like that. And then I go into why they should listen to me. I ask someone who actually does this all the time, and I ask them everything that you want to know to see if this is right for you. So you guys ready to get into it? Let's go. So I'm telling them I'm not the person, but I asked someone who did. So this is why they should listen to me. So like right in the beginning, I give them the reason, even though I'm not the expert, I tell them why they should listen to me, and then they listen to me, and then they watch the rest of the video. So that's kind of how I do it. But as far as trust, for sure, I definitely also try and do a mix too. Like I'm very, I don't want my audience to think I'm just trying to sell everything, you know? So there's some videos that I might just do a good, helpful, valuable video and make money through ad revenue just for the sake of not trying to come off salesy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think as you mentioned, like people can tell when you are just informing and reporting about something and like teaching them something versus saying like, hey, you should buy like X brand and like go look at this product. And I think as an affiliate, you're in a better position in a lot of ways than like somebody who's like some kind of like paid promotional content. Yeah, because when the brand actually is working with you and paying you, like that's nice that you have a contract with the brand, but then like you are actually selling it and like endorsing it in a way. Whereas as an affiliate, you get to say everything that you want. And you get to say like the bad parts too. You can really give your honest opinion and say like, so this thing is helpful for X, but like, I don't like this part about it, but it can maybe do this for you. And you get to kind of teach your audience about that. So other than the point you mentioned before of looking for like, what's the question people have and like, what's the problem that can solve that? What criteria do you have for like deciding what's a product to promote and like what's a beginner mistake to avoid around like picking the wrong product?
Yeah, I say like, look, one thing I do all the time, and I've talked about it earlier, is I look at my competition. So the people who talk about the very same type of content that I talk about, I look at what they're talking about. And you can easily see if they're promoting an affiliate program because you can go to their description and just by looking at the link, you can identify if it's an affiliate link. Now, the three different ways that you can identify if it's an affiliate link is if it's their website or something like that, and it's like / and the name of a product. Like that's something called pretty links where they're just like cloaking the link to make it not look so spammy. But affiliate links also, they do look a little spammy. So if you do see a link that has like a lot of numbers behind it and stuff like that, you can also say like, oh, that's an affiliate link. Or if you see this thing called Bitly, a lot of YouTubers use that to kind of like track links and things like that. That's typically an affiliate link too. So when I'm looking at my competition, I'm looking at their videos and I'm seeing, do they have any affiliate links that they're promoting? And then I ask myself, okay, that video did well. Would I want to do a content like this? I could see right now that I could get paid for it. Do I want to do this? I ask myself those questions. And if the answer is yes, then I'll just put that video in a spreadsheet to say, okay, that's something I could actually do. And I actually know that I could probably make money from this because I could promote this in my video as well. So that's the way that I kind of go through that I think is a really good way to do, because it's a video that you know has done well. You know, it's people are receptive to it. But then you also do ask yourself, is this a good product? So I also do my research and look up reviews. Like, I don't want to be promoting something that's just trash and then like some people, that's my name on it. So I do my due diligence too. Whenever I'm promoting something, I'm going to do my research to make sure that it's like something legit. And honestly, when you get started, once you get 10 good affiliate programs, those are going to be the ones that make you the most money anyway. I have like a ton of different affiliate programs that I'm a part of, but it's like when I think about how much money there is coming in, it's probably like 10 or less.
Yeah, that's a great point as well. So I'm curious then, we talked about like the creation part of making the video. How much time would you say you spend, or like what's involved in like this ideation and research phase? Like, do you feel like right now you've got tons of ideas that you could just go through and make these videos? Or do you kind of like go through and like find the video and then make it right away after that? How does that work?
Yeah, so once I find the idea, then what I do next is then I'll start going to my competition and look at the comment section, because whatever question that they left out or people are still having a question on, I want to make sure I cover that in my video. So I do my research by basically just looking at the comment section. Sometimes I'll look at the videos that talked about what I want to talk about. I don't do it all the time because I don't want to seem like I'm just copying completely. But sometimes I'll still look at their videos, kind of see what did they say. And then I'm going to come up with my own unique something, because I don't want it to be the exact same thing. But I'll do my research by like, I'll Google some stuff. I'll I like to do a lot of research in forums because you get a lot of real like information from there. And I'll start creating the content that way. And I just like write it all out. And sometimes I'll use ChatGPT. Like, I'll write my whole script out and then I'll have ChatGPT refine it. I'll ask them like, can you refine this a little bit to have a better flow? But I always do the work first, because I don't ChatGPT. I don't want it to spit out information that they just haven't done the research like I could do.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great point. And I think looking at the comments and things like that is super powerful. Because like I say that in so many places of business is that important for like your own products, especially. You want to understand what
Yeah.
are the problems that people have. And so I like to think kind of the same way. I try to avoid paying attention too much to either competition or like somebody else making content, because I want to make sure it's like my own take on it.
Yeah.
But I do want to make sure I understand like what are all the problems that people talk about, or that they have, or the questions, because I want to make sure to address those. And what I personally think, like my own concerns or questions might not be the same as like what's most
Exactly.
popular among everybody else.
Right. That's so good. Cause yeah, what might be a problem or question for you is not the same for everyone. So that's why I think research is so important. And I feel like that's the one thing that separates me from a lot of people. It's just that I just take the time and do the research. Like, that's it. If people
Yeah.
just took the time and just did look the stuff up, they could have the same exact same or even more success. Cause I feel like I'm not even operating at a high level. So I'm like, if I was just at 40%, I could be doing more, but I'm just at the lowest level right now. But I just feel like I'm a stay-at-home mom. I still want to be like, intentional with the reason why I even started this. So I could do more and be more, but I don't want to say I'm comfortable, but I'm just trying to get a good flow of like how to make all this stuff work and have structure to my life too. So, you know, still
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
figure it all
Well,
out.
yeah, that's great. And that's a great point. And I can definitely think of like a couple of videos I've come across where it's very clear that the person had the idea that there was a tension around that topic to make the video, but then whatever they said was just basically junk. Like they didn't really do any research or anything there. And if you can do the bare minimum even, then you will get more
Yeah.
views and everything than they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, one of the things I like to do on the show is have every guest ask a question to the audience. So if you could ask our audience anything, whether it's something you're curious about or just want to get people thinking, what would that be?
Yeah, so I think you may have a good idea of why YouTube is such a great platform to start on. And my question would be is why haven't you started one yet? Or why are you not as consistent as you could be when you could just be on a platform and make more and work less?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I would add to that that I think an exciting thing about deciding to start that today is I feel like in the past few years, like everybody had really good like production setups and everything. But I feel like right now we're getting to the point that we're kind of over that.
Oh,
And
yes.
people are going back to just like wanting to be authentic. And so it kind of doesn't matter. You don't have to look super fancy or anything with your whole setup. Like just go there and record. And actually the more authentic, less like heavily edited is potentially actually better nowadays.
Yeah.
And so it's
Yeah.
a great time to get started.
Exactly. No excuses at this point. Your smartphone.
Yeah.
I always say if you have your smartphone, you have everything you need to start a YouTube channel.
Yep. All right. Well, Whitney, thanks so much for coming on the show. Before we get going, where else can people find you online?
Yeah, you can find me on my YouTube channel. So if you go to youtube.com/Whitney Bonds, you can find me there. And I don't know if you have in the show notes, but I'll give you also a free guide to how I make money through affiliate marketing.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Whitney.
Thank you.